surviving.
Now detecting contaminated gear. Contaminated gear detected.
We're inbound.
Extraction.
Hey schmucks, I am P2H, and oh my goodness, would you look at the time. It's time for a build video. What build, do you ask? Why, it's that shotgun shield build that I've been working on that you might have seen on YouTube or Twitch, or even in the Dark Zone yourself. And this is it. This is my shotgun shield build. It's a survivalist 3-11-4 build. That's 3 reds, 11 blues, 4 yellows. Now don't get ahead of yourselves. The fundamentals of the build are not that complex. I'm going to save anyone who wants to give this build a try a whole lot of trouble by giving you the fundamental talents by which this build is based on. They're cooked right into the attribute counts. There are only 3 talents that make up the base of this build. They are Compensated, Unbreakable, and Premeditated. These 3 talents not only decided how many of each, but what type of each attribute I would run. For instance, Compensated dictated I wouldn't have any crit hit chance, so no red would be a crit hit chance or damage roll. Unbreakable's all about armor, max armor, and armor kits. So you know the blues are going to focus on armor. Premeditated restricts your yellows down to 4 inputs altogether. That's very constricting on your skill power inputs. So far as I'm concerned, as long as you're using a double barrel shotgun, a double barrel sawed-off shotgun, a shield skill, and those 3 talents, then every design choice to make the build fit you after that is up to you. So primarily my damage is from the double barrel shotgun and the double barrel sawed-off, both premeditated, and the holstered talent on the sawed-off is protected reload. With how often I have to reload both those shotguns, this while-equipped talent gives me bonus armor pretty often. The exotic LMG Pestilence does give me a range and does provide a pretty nasty debuff, but I've brought it along specifically for the Outcast Resilience, the holstered talent, which gives me 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds whenever I'm affected by blind, bleed, or burning. And I assure you, it will most often be burning. And because of that, we start stacking hazard protection with the mask. And since I'm in the DZ often, I went with a damage to elites roll. Capacitive, the 20% skill duration, that's just nice for my defender drone. The Alps Summit Armament Backpack, one of the few backpacks I found to have 2 blues on it. The brand set has cooldown reduction. I value that stat a lot, especially for the defender drone. Safeguard's an interesting talent for survivalists. After killing an enemy, they can send out a giant hot to their teammates within 10 meters. Hardened is hardened. It's probably the ideal talent for this setup as far as a passive. This holster, I tried so hard to get away from the 10% accuracy that Araldi Holdings has been trying to give me for the past week. At least the accuracy is useful on the LMG. The 2 main things on this holster are giant rolls on skill power and filler up. I mean, look at the percent there. What is 665 being 32%? How high can that go? How high can that go? How high can that go? Filler Up has an interesting synergy with Premeditated. That is, minimize your reloads. The DPS method of reloading 2 shotguns at the same time by reloading 1. I've cut my reloads in half. There you go. So let's talk about Gilligard for a moment. Why do I have 3 pieces of Gilligard when I am definitely not running a pulse? Gilligard contributes a lot of blues. How many blues? So many blues. In fact, if we were to look at the chess piece right now and sum up how many blue attributes this one piece contributes, 3 and 4 blue attributes to the cause of triggering our Unbreakable. Gilligard is like that. To the knee pads, 2 and 3. So that's 7 between 2 pieces. Even the gloves are getting in on the action. There's a health roll there. That's 8. Alright? There's a utility mod slot not being used. Pro tip. I have 2 slots not being used, and I'm hitting everything I need. Generic mods. Throw those generic mods in those 2 slots and you're already doing better than where I'm at. I don't have any generic mods. So between these 3 pieces, 8 blues. 8 of them. That means between the other 3 pieces, I only had to come up with 3 more. There's 2 on this one backpack. There's the last one on the mask. It was excruciating having to figure out how to get all this stuff. And there's other ways of doing it still, because look, I got Gilligard holsters everywhere, ready and waiting. We flooded this place with blue, and then we pulled it back until we got to where we could be comfortable. Why did I include all the skill power? Well, Bulwark Ballistic Shield. It's a shield build for that sawn-off. When you've got mods triggering in the 2000s like this is worth investing. 28% damage, 33% health. And I just found a battery for my drone to give it 40% health. So they're not shooting that out of the sky. They gotta actually drill through it. Overall, everything works pretty well together. If you like stats, here's stats. Double barrel shotgun weapon stat. 184,000. Pre-procced. 26% shotgun damage. 48% damage to elites. Not even particularly that defensive. It's doubled up. The secret sauce for the skill power is those mods. This is all a lie right here. Getting essentially 1,000 more skill power. The same thing for the drone skill power. There's a battery I installed. Drone's getting more. Sawn off. 2,500 less, but then it also gets the same 50% proc plus the 30% from the shield. So these numbers are deceiving as well. And then there's that guy, Pestilence. There's Pestilence at the 12k mark per bullet, which does. Hey, look, Pestilence does a surprising amount of damage for what it is too. So hooray, Pestilence! You do you too. Not at all designed for Pestilence, but the 15% across the board from Compensated. There you go. Tell you what though, this build doesn't operate half as well without the Survivalist Specialization. Incendiary grenades and the healing to teammates, the healing over time. There's some incredible synergies going on in that specialization, and we need to talk about it. The Survivalist Specialization makes this build uniquely powerful. The synergies between talents on the build and on this sheet are very powerful. Unbreakable, what the very build is based on, synergizes here with distributed repair, which makes the armor kits heal over time and apply to squad members. Triage Specialist makes those heals even better. The incendiary grenade that replaces the concussion grenade. It already activates the Survivalist Tactical Link, which gives 10% bonus damage to your teammates against targets that are on fire. But now it also synergizes with your Pestilence, giving you armor when you close the distance into your own flames. Additionally, while your enemy's on fire, your enemy can't critically hit you because of the recent nerf to hipfire critical hits in PvP. And since you invested in Compensated, you don't have the ability to crit anyways. So all you're doing is evening the odds or making them better for yourself. And yeah, there's the usual. Shotgun damage is in there. You already knew that. Of course that's gonna help you. But what about crunch time? While in cover, gain 10% skill cooldown reduction. Or scraping by. Gain 5 ammo per second for your current weapon while performing a cover-to-cover in combat. Premeditated requires reloading quite often, and one of the fastest ways to move while reloading is doing a cover-to-cover action. There's also some underrated stuff for the DZ like Elite Defense, which is 15% increased protection from elites. But that's more of a raid thing, which we'll get to in a different video. Without this specialization, this build doesn't do what it needs to do. It doesn't contribute to the team near as much as it could. It can't be everything that it could be. Except no substitute, Survivalist is this build. We've looked over the build. We've talked strategy. Now it's time to watch some footage of this thing in action. I recorded this in DZ East while it was occupied, at the Northern Extraction. It shows off the mechanics of the build nicely. Keep in mind that this shotgun shield build is only a variant of my pistol shield build that I used on the raid. I'll have footage of my fellow rats and I doing the raid soon enough. I'll be doing a build video alongside it, so hang in there. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Helo on the way. Extraction called for. Extraction helo almost within range.
Alright, Killmonger's in. We're pushing in.
Yeah, there's one on me.
They're all shooting at me right now, and now would be a good time to start shooting from a flank.
I got a guy on our flank I'm taking care of.
Valrum was hurt.
You got a mean drone?
We are RTB at this time. Helo is headed back.
Dibbles is hurt. I'm pushing on him.
An agent needs assistance.
Surviving.
Now detecting contaminated gear. Detonated gear detected.
We're inbound.
Extraction called.
By you, Doctor.
Outside of the truck.
Coming to you, Kill. Re-up. Grab what you can.
Still got
everybody.
one runner around here.
Yeah. Titties with me.
Helo almost at extraction.
Chopper on site.
Pull back.
Got one on rope, two on rope. Oh no, they're just ads.
And we're outbound.
We're out, boys. Run west. West.
Oh man.
Westward leading, boys. West, west, west. Out.
Keep moving.
We did it. It's over, boys. We won. We won. We won. That's us.
Keep moving. I'll meet y'all at the checkpoint.
An
Oh,
agent
shit.
needs assistance.
No, you're dead to me. I already won.
Yeah, you're
Hell,
good,
I'm
boy.
probably dead too. It don't matter. We already won. We got it all out. It's all ours, boys. GG's.
Oh, we didn't get it all out, but
Yeah, we did. GG's. All that shit was
I
on the
picked up
road.
some stuff. I couldn't pick it up, put it on the rope.
GG's, boys. That's all ours.
Agent deceased.
Yo, when the name of the game's getting it out, who's gonna do it? You know it's the Vile Rats. No, stop. No, it's over. GG's. Shake hands. High fives. Yo, stop. Wait a minute. Dust everywhere. Ah, we did it. Nicely done. Glitter bombs for everybody. Glitter bombs. Well played, everybody.
Is that 3 shotties you have?
I really should. I really want a third one. If I had
Yeah,
a
he's
third
got
one,
two.
I would. But no, it's actually I've got this guy.
He's fucking hurt.
I have 3 red stats. Dude, I only have 3 red attributes. I've only got 2 of them, dude, and they're both one's a sawn off and one is the double barrel. Yeah. The key is this guy right here.